I love spring and I love fall. Those are my two favorite seasons. Part of the reason why I love fall so much, of course, we're just coming off of hot summers and you get this beautiful, crisp, cool air. We've got football games, but now we're starting to look at, we're gonna be having people coming over, we're gonna be getting ready for the holidays. We've got Halloween, and also we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah right around the corner. So we want to make sure that we're getting our homes ready. We want to do something a little different. We want them to come in and say, wow, when did you do this? This is cool. It's all about enjoying the bragging rights. So I want to give you some ideas today to be able to start doing some projects this weekend so you can get your home ready for the holidays. So as I was looking at this and I was thinking, what would one of the projects be that I would want to teach you? And one of them was the gathering area, whether it's our kitchen, whether it's our gathering room, or our dining room. So I would put together a table and chairs and wallscape that you would be able to be inspired from. So one of the first things I want to show you is actually using the one-step paint as a chalkboard wall. What's so great about our one-step paint is the fact that you don't have to seal it. So it allows you the opportunity to be able to use it on a wall just like you would paint. Now, if you're like me, we always thought that chalkboard walls had to be black or dark green. That's not the case. What makes it so great about our one-step paint is you can just go over to the end cap, the Amy Howard at Home end cap. You can choose a light, a medium, or a dark base. That way you can mix it in any Clark & Kensington color, you can mix it in any of the Amy Howard at Home colors, or you can have them customize it for you any color you want. So that opens up all the possibilities in your home and the rooms that you can do the chalk-based wall in. So I'm going to show you some inspiration images after I actually do the demo. So this is actually the can. You see they've put the label on top of it because I custom mixed this color. I wanted a combination of a good man is hard to find, which you know that's one of my favorite colors, a little bit of black and a little bit of linen. So they custom mixed this color for me, and that's what I have right here in this container. So when you're getting ready to paint a wall, I want to make sure that you tape off all your trim, make sure you cover your floor, your carpeting, whatever area that you're going to be working on, because remember, the one-step paint can get into carpeting and it will bind to the fibers. So let's make sure that we've protected it really well. The other thing that I would like for you to do, now you're going to work with a larger roller, but for demo purposes today I have a small foam roller. I'd like for you to either work with a low nap roller or a foam roller. I don't want you to work with a high nap. It's going to hold too much of the one-step paint. So I'm just going to put this into my tray. You see I'm immersing it into the paint, and then I want to make sure that I offload it. So I'll put this over so the camera can see that for you. Load it up, offload it. And just for demo purposes, now I'm going to be working on a wall. I'm going to probably want to take a synthetic brush or nylon brush and cut in right next to my trim. That's what I did on the wall that I'm getting ready to show you. But for purposes of rolling, you just want to make sure that you come up very close to your trim like this and work your way down. Now you're not going to get 100% coverage the first time. You may have a little bit of holidays, that's okay. So notice how I'm kind of overlapping. I'll put a little bit more pressure in, roll that down, and then come all the way down to the end. Now in my imagination as I'm showing you this is the top of my wall and this is the base. So I'm going to load up just a little bit more. Now watch how I'm going to be overlapping it. When you're working with dark colors like this, you're going to get exceptional coverage, but I would like for you to come back and actually do 2 coats. So for the sake of demoing today, I'm just going to show you basically how I want you to be rolling this on, how I don't want you to use a heavy nap roller. I want you to stay with either a foam roller or just a low nap. And now I want to show you after that dries. Be sure and do about 2 coats, allowing about 20 to 30 minutes to dry. Now remember, the good thing about it is with our one-step paint, it contains no VOCs. You don't have to worry about any odor painting inside the house. It's certifiable green, so if you want to be able to get your children to be able to help you, this is a great family project. So the first thing I'm going to do in deciding what I want to have on my chalkboard wall, I'm going to decide on kind of a theme, because this was based around holiday gatherings, and of course Thanksgiving was right around the corner. I thought it would be a lot of fun to be able to just have a great saying about being grateful and giving thanks. So I chose give thanks with a grateful heart. So you can go to the internet. There's so many great sites with chalkboard art, and it allows you to be able to download these and be able to use them. You can also put together your own words that you want to be able to have on your wall. Now, here's my suggestion, and this is what I did on the wall that I'm getting ready to show you. You can download an app off of certain phones. It doesn't work on the iPhone, but they actually have projector apps. You can project this image directly onto the wall and trace it. That's what I did with my projector. You can also buy very inexpensive projectors that are really small that will connect with your phone for about $30 online. You can also rent them. But if you don't want to get a projector, or if you can't get your hands on one, just print this off very large, and you can trace it onto the wall itself. So I want you to be able to experiment with making really great looking fonts like this on your chalkboard wall without feeling like you have to be creative, so, or have the ability to draw. So what I want you to do is you'll come back on this piece of paper, and you're going to very heavily get the chalk all over the back of the paper. That way, when you go back to actually trace it on, it's going to transfer the image onto your wall. But first and foremost, one of the most important things for you to do on your wall is to season it first. If you paint the wall with the one-step paint, which now it's going to be a beautiful chalkboard wall for you, you've got to season it before you actually write on it or transfer your image. Why? Because you're going to literally burn into the paint. That way, when you clean it off to be able to put some new words, or maybe we're getting ready for Christmas or Hanukkah and we want to put something totally different up, you're going to see the images from Thanksgiving. So let's make sure we season it first. So you're going to do this to your entire wall, and it's very simple. I just want you to take the side of the chalk like this and lay it against it. Now, if you have an issue with chalk and you're afraid that it's going to make that noise, get somebody else in your house to do this for you. But see how I'm going over the whole wall like this to where it's completely covered. Then I want you to come back with just, now if this was my wall, I'm going to do the whole thing, but just for time purposes. We've got a lot of great projects to go over today. I want you to come back with a lint-free rag and just very, very softly come back and just lightly hit it so where I don't see the application of my chalk anymore, and I'm just seeing this beautiful haze over my wall. So this is the look. This is basically step 2 after we've painted. So I can come back, if I'm working on a small chalkboard wall or on my wall like this, I'm going to lay this down on top of it, and then literally just come back on top of the lettering that I have here and trace it. Now, one thing you'll notice on the images, and we have this drop downable for you where you go up to the different projects. You can just print these off and have the step-by-steps. That's what's so great about these live events. So I want you to crosshatch some of them. I want some of them to be a little bit more full and where you've colored it all in. So if we can, let's cut away really quickly to the actual wall that I did to show you through inspiration for the holiday gathering wall. So remember, this was my custom color that I had mixed for me that was a combination of a good man is hard to find black and a little bit of linen. So it gives me that beautiful graphite gray color, and I came back with my chalk on top of it, how I filled some of them in. I crosshatched all of them. Now remember, this was just tracing. I had the lines up there that was on the projector, and all I did was fill it in. So it was so easy. I don't have to worry about having any drawing skills. And the great thing is, after I've had Thanksgiving, then I can have all these different options for doing different seasons and different rooms. I want to show you another image here. After Thanksgiving, I think it would be great to be able to have a wreath like this for the holidays. And then look at this image. What a great idea for art in a child's room to be able to have where they can do their own art. So you can do that as well. Maybe in a laundry room, this is a great look on an accent wall. I even love it maybe in a mud room, or maybe the gathering place in the back door. If your house is anything like mine, everybody puts their shoes off, takes their shoes off at the back door, and their backpacks, and everybody would put their things there. That would be a place where we would have our calendar, so we knew when the next soccer game was, what somebody needed to be able to take to school. So it's great just to be able to create a really big calendar at the back door that you've done with chalk on your wall. Now, one thing that you want to make sure to remember is you want to seal the chalkboard wall so nobody rubs up against it and wipes it off. A very simple way of doing that is strictly with hairspray. So don't get too close. You can use just a very inexpensive hairspray, but shake it up really well. I'd like for you to get back about 2.5 feet and just lightly mist over that wall, and that's going to hold it, but it won't be too much of a problem when you want to go back and do a different color. Thank you for being a part. Until next time, happy holidays.